Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Tyranny. In the last episode we found out that there is this Vendred Guard camp which was over here, which we had to take down. We got a fourth party member. What was your name again? Lantry, who is a scholar and also our support kind of character who heals and buffs us, etc., etc. And his weapon is a quill. A pen, basically, and he also throws pens, so that's kind of hilarious. And there was also this, what was this? This captain guy of the Vendred Guard named Floriash, or something like something along those lines. But we accidentally, well, not accidentally, we killed him. But only because he attacked us, even though we needed him alive for interrogation and stuff like that. And then this guy over here, Fake Limp, told us that we need to go back to the Disfavored camp because the Archons want to see us again, so there's going to be another meeting. But before that, we are going to do this one quest that is just nearby. But first, let's get out of this place. Over here, Northern Clearing. Apex's forests give way to rockier terrain as one approaches the eastern mountains. Disfavored Earthshakers reportedly travel to this location and may still be present, so we are going to find out what happened to our Earthshakers. Spell sigils can be found throughout the world of Terratus. Collect these sigils to construct powerful magical spells. Well, we don't really care about any of those, but Lantry could be interested. What do we have here? Are these dead Disfavored soldiers? And that looks like a Vendred Guard. There seems to be Vendred Guard warriors there. There's going to be a battle ahead of us. What do we have here? Earthshaker staff. Yeah, these are our Earthshakers, alright. And Earthshaker hood. Well, I'm not gonna... Or should I? Let's take a look what it looks like. I still have to get used to this whole inventory system here. What does it look like? Kinda badass. What does this look like anyway? Damn, we look... Although, that seems to be some kind of bug. I mean, his face is all black like that. That must be a bug of some sort. But damn, we look scary. But anyway, should we wear this? It gives us less armor, but it gives plus 7% deflection and accuracy and recovery. You know what? Let's wear this. And let's keep this hood on because it looks so cool. Should we give this helmet to you instead? No, let's not do that. What about you? Well, he doesn't really need any of these stats, to be honest. But just let's out of curiosity, what do you look like? Oh, the same thing. Well, okay, I don't know anymore whether that's a bug or not. But it looks kind of silly. Anyway, oh, wrong button. Oh, that looks just dumb. I like your hair, so let's show it off.
Right.
Alright, quick save here folks, because there's going to be a tough battle ahead. At least 5 guys over there if I remember right.
I'm not here.
4, alright. Alright, Barrick, taunt these two. Lantry, buff our tank. And Verse, set her on fire, and then me, use Hard Shot.
Consider afraid of death. This weapon isn't.
Alright, didn't seem to go as I planned. Verse, where are you? There. Let's use our combo. Oh wait, participant busy. Oh yes, because of this. God damn it.
Can't do that.
There we go. Now used on him, and I guess we should use this just to protect ourselves. Barrack. What is this? Striking iron. And this. Ah, it's a combo. I don't know. Attack him. And you, my friend? Alright then, let's buff everyone.
As you command.
And quickly. Oh goddammit, I'm already injured this bad.
Wait my signal.
For the Queen!
Ah, damn it. I'm taking so much damage here. Ah, damn it. Should have given this. I should have given at least one or two of these potions to someone else but me. Run away. Run away, goddammit! Ah, shit! And of course, none of the other party members can resurrect him or anything. That's just great. I screwed up there. You can't heal yourself, can you? What damn it? I don't know. Throw pens.
I'll take care of it.
God damn it! 2 down already. This is not going well at all. Not at all. I mean, how many there are? I counted there was 4. There was 5. Counting is so hard, folks. Yeah, this is not. This is terrible. A catastrophe. I don't know. Drink a. Not you, Verse. God damn it! Oh, he doesn't have. I really should give out this. Make sure that everyone has potions and stuff. Oh. Trust him, and we should take all of these guys down one by one. They are all over him anyway. They are all.
I'm on it.
Attacking Barrack already. But we really should focus on one guy at a time. God damn it, Verse! Why are you not attacking?
Damn thing couldn't pierce cloth.
That one hurt me hard.
Yeah, this is not going to work. I guess this is our very first defeat in this game. Damn it. That was terrible. You have to think of a good strategy in this kind of games, folks. You can't just rush in and kill everyone, like in, I don't know, Diablo, for instance. Oh, what do we have here? And this is two-handed though, so it doesn't interest us in any way. Alright. Can you buff us already?
Apologies, but I can't do that.
Alright, let's try now. And I'm gonna save again.
More time.
Alright. Then taunt these two. And this time, let's take out these frontliners first. Buff Barrack and then me. Hard shot this guy.
I'm on it.
Are you afraid of death?
Verse, where are you going? Oh yep, I'll attack him. Sure. Heal me. And trust, let's just kill him quickly. Alright, 1 down, that's progress. Strike him and Verse.
Ready?
Ah, he went to our backline. God damn it. Verse, you need to go and get him, and then I will. Can I get there from here?
I will.
Hard shot. Let's do a combo against this Bastion. Yeah, you heal yourself.
Ready? This weapon is entirely worthless.
My guys are complaining about their weapons. Guess I should upgrade them.
I'll take care of it.
That's the hint that I'm getting here. And you're wounded again, of
This
course.
weapon is entirely worthless.
They really want to take out my healer here. Well, that's understandable. Hard shot to him and verse. And attack her again. Throw a pen. Up! Where are you going? They really want Lantry dead. Ah, heal yourself. And you? Let's do a combo against the that.
Pay attention, kids. You might learn something.
There we go. This is more like it. This is how you win these battles here, with strategy and planning and cunning.
Take that.
See, went much better than the last one. You there, you are not with the Oathbreakers. Well, obviously not, we just killed them all. And what were you doing over there, sissies? Ah, Bronze Da. Da, however you spell it. They seem to be doing somewhat better damage, only slightly. But they pretty much decrease all the other stats that I don't want to decrease. No, maybe I should give one for Barrack. All right, let's give one for him. Ah, there's a body here. Might as well loot that. What do we have here? Fatigue intoxing. Weakened for 32.7 seconds. Target versus turn forward.
On it.
Doesn't look too good. But what do I know? Alright. What do you have to say for yourself? You have gained favor with Disfavored. You bet your ass I have. Oh, a Fate Binder. How fortuitous. The Earthshaker pounds his chest in salute. For us, I mean. Decidedly not for the Oathbreakers. As Merc quirks the right side of his mouth as he surveys the courage you have left behind. The carnage you have left behind, not courage. Whether intended or not, we are in debt for your help. I need to speak with Commander Ironcore. Where are the rest of you? Was part of your squad killed or otherwise separated? Well, that's kinda obvious. Platoon says a salute, you are welcome. Stare stonily. No, really, there was no need for you to join the fight. That's actually a very good point. I beg your pardon, Fatebinder. He shifts on his feet, clearly uncomfortable. By the time we heard the screams, you had well splattered the blood on the rugs. It's a poor excuse, I know, but we are weird from weeks of travel, and we had already lost one of us. Only one of you. Well, boo hoo hoo. Where's the rest of you? Well, he just told us, didn't he? I need to speak with Commander Ironcore. With tremorous fingers, the Earthshaker pushes his hood back on a sweaty forehead. He glances once to the group of weary, battered mages behind him before meeting your eyes. I'm afraid I'll have to do, as I am the mage in charge of this circle. Earthshaker Hellspower at your service. Wait, your commander isn't here? Where's the rest of you? Well, he just told us. Wait, your commander isn't even here? With all due respect, Fatebinder, it's not a matter I would expect you to understand. We absolutely cannot abandon Cairn to the Stone Sea. Cairn. As tall as the hills, Cairn is the Archon of Stone, master of earth or soil. Ah, yeah, he's that guy. Yeah. Stone Sea. The Stone Sea is the name given to what remains of the land of Asure after Kairos' edict of stone devastated the landscape. Once a rolling landscape of winding rivers and fertile plains, tectonic shifts have altered the landscape, choking rivers, collapsing roads, and altering the landscape for hundreds of leagues. His nostrils flare in mild ire. As we have only recently located him and are in the process of constructing a fort to guard his remains, we could not spare another mage, especially now, when the beast tribe that flocked to Cairn in his final days has become increasingly territorial and continuous. And so Radix refused Ashe's orders? Radix? Who the hell is Radix? What's so important about Cairn? This is grounds for treason. Well, let's ask this. I'm not of a rank to make such as sweeping evaluations. The Earthshaker stumbles slightly over his words, but I would say he interpreted them in his own manner, and to be honest of his judgment, rather than outright refusing them. He's an Iron Guard, after all. His decisions, though difficult to make as they may be, will certainly embolden our routing of the tiers. And in case you want to read this, then there you go. Not if your general and his entire army is dead. His jokes as the Earthshakers behind him gather closer, murmuring in surprise amongst themselves. One of them, a woman with wispy russet hair, slaps him on the back so hard shockwaves tremble through you and into the mountains past. What? He gasps for breath. How? The Overlord has issued an edict of execution. If we don't take the well by Kairos' Day of Swords, everyone here will die, including Ashe. Clear silently. Regardless, it looks like you are all we have got. Report to Siperos at the Disfavored camp. He'll have further orders for you there. Well, let's tell them this. I think they should know. Well, clearly Master Radix was unaware of the severity of the situation. He glances worriedly to the other mages in his circle as they all visibly absorb the meaning of everyone here in the edict's range of affliction. Had we known, assuredly the guild would have come in full force. Regardless, it looks like you all we have got. Report to Siperos at the Disfavored camp. He'll have further orders for you there. Or perhaps you would not have come at all, but you are here now, and you cannot escape the edict. So I suggest you report to Siperos in the Disfavored camp and help us win this battle, or you'll be as dead as the rest of us. Yeah, let's be strict. With a shaky nod and even shakier salute, the Earthshaker gathers his circle and cluster together, murmuring or perhaps chanting in hushed voices. The battle mages march toward the valley. Yeah, you run. Hey, where are you going? Why aren't you going with them? Alright, and I think that was all we needed to do here. Oh, there's a boar! How cute. Anyway, I think we now need to go to this Disfavored camp to meet with the Archons. Yup, and wait, here. 10 hours. Alright, that's gonna be a long journey. Let's hope that we won't get ambushed. Use the spacebar to pause and unpause the game during combat to issue orders to your party members and evaluate your strategy. Yeah, I know. And we should rest too, because Lantry is injured again. So much from not slowing us down. Oh, what do we have here? Take another step, and we will be forced to act. What's this? Oh, it's I'm just leaving with what is mine. I haven't done anything wrong. Well, it looks like there's something going on here, so let's check this out. We have got this handled, Fatebinder. Is that so? I'll take that under advisement. Now I'll just be leaving. No need to trouble you folks further. surrounded by a quartet of disfavored soldiers that have him physically boxed in a scarlet chorus that have him physically boxed in. I should pay more attention when reading. A scarlet chorus warrior clutches at his favorite helmet. Visibly pale and sweating, he wears a trembling grin. Come lads, no need to be so tetchy. Oh, you can leave, but that helmet stays. The soldier steps closer, her bulk crowding the joyman. We don't take kindly to iron thieves, so if you think you can just stroll out of here without a flocking, you are sorely mistaken. Well, okay, it looks like the black thing that I thought was a bug earlier isn't actually a bug, at least judging from this portrait. Alright. Something wrong? One of the disfavored soldiers turns to you, looking weary from debate. This one here stole from the Legion and thinks he can get away with it. She points to the chorus warrior, clutching the helmet. If he takes one more step, we'll be forced to violate Kairos' peace. Fatebinder, can you hear me out? I'm being accosted by these disfavored thugs. Upon noticing Verse, he blinks and regards her with a respectful nod. Don't make the Fatebinder conflict in your theft. This favored armor is the property of the Legion. It's not yours to loot, and by Graven Ashe I will cut you down if you even try to live with that relic. If you're trying to pass judgment on another Archon's vassal, the law dictates that I get involved. Someone mentioned Kairos' peace being violated. This involves me whether you like it or not. I don't see this any without bloodshed. Why not let me settle the matter and take the burden off your shoulders? Well, let's just I say this. The disfavored warriors grade glances between each other in silence. None of them back away from the joyman. We can make this a trial of who stands here the longest, and when our bladders loosen, at least I won't be the one wearing an iron diaper. But I would much rather let the Fatebinder settle it, seeing as there is no other way out of this impasse. Enough! The disfavored warrior rears back, a balled fist before hesitating, sensing her lapse, and awkwardly returning her hand to her side. If the choice is to educate or fight, then I too will abide by the Fatebinder's decree. To the joyman, start from the beginning. To the disfavored, what's your argument here? I see that helmet. I'm ready to make my ruling. On second thought, this is foolish. Figure it out amongst yourselves. To the favored, what's your argument here? It's a disfavored helmet, and therefore belongs to the Legion. What else needs to be said? The warrior shrugs, looking to her comrades. I know the chorus are routinely undersupplied, but we are not to blame them for their lack of resourcefulness. They recruit too many to arm and feed, and we suffer for their slack. So when this fucker shows up trying to sell one of our helmets back to us, well, you could say me and the band were a bit insulted. Though she addresses you, her gaze stays locked on the joyman. I don't want to make this more of a problem than it already is. The chorus rat is free to return the helmet, with our gratitude, and never come back. To Barrick, any thoughts? I'm sure there's an extra helmet or two in a camp. Why pick a fight over this one? Did you offer him anything else in exchange? Anything else to say that might help your case? I'm sure there's an extra helmet or two in your camp. Why pick a fight over this one? Actually, I'm gonna ask from Barrick. The big soldier clears his throat and stands tall before his countrymen. Traditionally, iron weapons and arms go to the Legion. It's only practical. We are the more suited to wield them. And as true Northerners, we can be trusted with the finest items of the forge. The chorus is packed full of former enemies, the untrustworthy, ungrateful sons and daughters of fallen realms. Half of them will die in their first battle, and the rest will defect back to their homelands at the first opportunity. Arming them is a waste of effort. He makes a dismissive wave to the joyman. Let them sharpen tree branches or boat hooks. Save the elite gear for the elite soldiers. That is our way. Yeah, I figured. It's never enough that we bend the knee and pledge our lives to Kairos, is it? We need to constantly prove ourselves to you ironclad dimwits and get nothing for our trouble. Anything else to say that might help your case? Well, I think it's worth noting that we haven't touched a hair on his head. I'm not saying that we won't bash his face in for the insult and presumption he threw in ours, but up to this point we have shown incredible restraint. Well, that's true. Aren't they a generous bunch? I have further questions. Be my guest. Let's be done with this annoyance sooner rather than later. Yeah, I agree. George's German? Start from the beginning. You got it, boss. So, Death Nell and her gang are rounding the river, looking for a fight. We hear commotion, we hear scout whistles, we run to see what's going on. Next thing we know, we are on top of some Vendred guard. They had just clobbered another gang that was in the area. We had no idea another patrol was out. Anyway, the Oathbreakers were high of their victory and stood their ground when we rushed them. Their mistake, right? Long story short, the fight got out of hand and there wasn't much left to recruit into our gang, so we helped ourselves to take care. That's when I found this little piece of work. He rubs his hand across the blue surface of the helmet. The Disfavored soldiers wince at the gesture. So I would do the proper thing and offer to sell it back to the Disfavored. So I made the hike over here and rather than claiming my finder's fee, I got accosted. To verse, what do you think of his story? Instead of selling the helm back to Disfavored, why not keep it for yourself? You're opposed to simply returning this to your Disfavored allies? How can you prove that you claimed the helmet from the enemy and didn't steal it from the quartermaster? Yeah, let's ask that. Well, if you want this dispute to stretch on for the next fortnight, I can gather the statements from every member of my gang who witnessed the battle, but something tells me that none of us have the time to bicker over the details. Yeah, I don't exactly want to go and ask some other soldiers what happened, only because of this one helmet. She signs. That won't be necessary. We don't dispute how the iron fell into his hands anyway, and I'm sure we have more important matters to occupy our attention during the siege. Yeah, that's actually a very good point. So let's decide very quickly now. Anything else to say that might help your case? His mouth twists into a pensive scowl. Well, unlike my peers here, who seem unwilling to share, if I'm allowed to sell this, I would of course take it to the court, like a proper ally. Shameless cur! If Blade and Mark... What the hell is this? Blade and Mark is Kyros's knife in the shadows, the unseen drop of poison that enforces the Overlord's will. He reports to Tuno, the Educator, serving in his capacity as the final word to those who hold Kyros's law in contempt. Few know the origin of the Archon of Shadows, or how Kyros maintains a hold of him. Those who anger the Archon never live long past sunset. Damn. Shameless cur, if Blade and Mark were in earshot, he would have your tongue for insult in the court. I don't want to track this for too long, so sorry Verse, not gonna ask you. You're opposed to simply returning this to your Disfavored allies? By Kyros's nethers. Now, what have the Disfavored ever done for us to earn my charity? Until the voice of Nerat starts a chant commanding us to share with Ashes and cup-bearers, they won't see any undeserved kindness from the likes of me. He would sell us what is ours and call that charity. Repugnant sot. We came to the Tears on a mission to civilize this realm, but you hill folk can't learn honor unless it's beaten into you. I have further questions. I'm ready to make my ruling. The Disfavored warriors turn to you, waiting for your next words. Pay the man a fair price for the helmet, or let him live. Sell the helmet for 1 copper, no more, no less, and we call the matter settled. The helmet is a Legion relic and stays with the Disfavored. You have gained a favor with Tunon, favor with Scarlet Chorus, and favor with Disfavored. I have lost favor, oh yeah. A most wise ruling, Master Fatebinder, the Disfavored bows with reverence. Of course, he hurls the helmet to the ground. Of course, what did I expect to happen? The 5th eye is right. You are all aligned against us. Enjoy your stupid battle hat. The warrior pushes between 2 of the Disfavored guards and with furious strides marches out of camp. We have got this handled, Fatebinder. Oh yeah, of course you do. That took way longer than I wanted to. All of that trouble just for one simple damn helmet. Aromars or Erenius? Let's chat with him. With all due respect, our cohorts have proven themselves against these apex fools time and time again. What can your Earthshakers do other than get in the way? I don't want to be here, Siperos, and my orders don't involve proving our value to you. If the great general doesn't want magic on his side, then he can order us to stand down and sit this one out. I don't question what your mages bring to the table, Hellspar, but I have my reservations about your leaders. Why couldn't Radek show up to the siege himself? If he has more pressing issues than the state of the conquest, I should like to hear about it from his mouth. If Radek is not inclined to help, perhaps the next of kin might take his place. Oh. Well, damn, we got lots of stuff there, apparently. I had to upset the chain of command during a time of war. Perhaps Radek's brother can convince him to remember his duty. Fatebinder, I thank you for the part you played. You didn't have to risk yourself, but you did so all the same. Indeed.
Will do.
What part of no aren't you grasping? Maybe you should put less effort into whining at me and... what's happening here? Low-born mongrel, don't address me as I'm common trash. I'm third cousins with Vendry and Luciera. That Falx was given to my father, and he bequeathed it with... Shut your cock, scabbard. When you bent your knee to the voice of Nerat, you forfeited all claims to your garbage ancestry. Now drop it before I kick your... The Disfavored warrior turns his head as you approach, and you hear a sudden shift in his tone. Just drop it. There are plenty of sticks around here. Isn't the menacingly shaped stick the weapon of choice in the chorus? But it's my blade. He would let me wade into battle unarmed just for a smug little laugh. Is this how you honor your allies? What seems to be the problem? Here we go. First it was a helmet, and now it's a damn sword, or of some kind. Step closer, listening. You assembled on a field of battle across from us. Nobody told you to bring your ever so important family heirloom battle blade to the party. It's mine now. Walk away. And just let you... The Joyman's rage comes to a sudden halt as his attention turns to you. A look of recognition comes over his face and he blinks up a storm and tripping over his words. I recognize this one. The Fatebinder, right? They said Tunon was going to send one of the court folk. Will you lend me a hand against this northern piss bucket? No offense. What seems to be the problem? My time is valuable and this sounds entirely beneath me. What seems to be the problem? This louse here was up until recently our enemy. He raised his Falx against us. I knocked him on his ass and helped myself to that weapon of his. A noble piece that he clearly doesn't deserve to wield. And I was offered a chance to make amends by serving Kairos as a vassal to the voices of Nerat. Why am I still being treated like the enemy when I'm on your side? You are lucky to be alive. Lucky that freak Archon gives you Southnobs a second chance at life when we ought to kill or killed every last one of you. The Disfavored warrior crosses his face and a long sigh can be heard from under his helmet. Fatebinder, we are clearly at an impasse and I doubt he'll give me the satisfaction of striking first. I will abide by your decision, ever if I disagree, so long as this fool here will agree as well. There, a little civility. If he's willing, so am I. To the Disfavored soldier, for the record now, explain your side of the situation. To the Scarlet Chorus, explain in full your side of the situation. Either of you have anything further to add? I've reached my decision. Let's just ask this guy, the Scarlet Chorus one. Explain in full your side of the situation. I came around to following the Overlord, but recently the Joyman looks around the camp, his face turning pale, and I guess I'm just learning how things work here. Anyway, this guy here, he bested me in battle. No bones about it. Didn't kill me though. I suppose you could have guessed as much. Kindness itself. Go on, recruit. Anyway, I wake up next to some of my countrymen, and they put us through a decimation rite. I was lucky enough to grab one of the 9 daggers tossed into the arena. He pauses to hold back at Wretch, his mouth twisting and the corners of his eyes twitching. So I survive, right? and I'm barely cleaning the blood off me when I'm told my next task is to secure a proper weapon. The chorus doesn't exactly hand them out. So, his tone falters, his face going pale. I walk to the Disfavored camp, thinking they are supposed to be allies and maybe can help. Then I see this guy showing off my falx and, well, it's a family heirloom. I was told to get a proper weapon, and it doesn't get more proper than a falx that's been in my family for generations. This is his favorite soldier. For the record, now explain your side of the situation. The warrior clears his throat before speaking in a measured, respectful tone. Well, Lord Binder, I first encountered this man some weeks ago on patrol. He was part of the Vendriad Guard hunting party. He stood his ground, maybe even took a swing at me. I do remember thumping him pretty squarely on the forehead with my pommel. I thought to myself, nice fox. So I grabbed my trophy after the battle. It was a rousing scuffle, but hardly worthy of an epic. I didn't even think much of it until yesterday, when this chap shows up asking for his fox back. I get that he's sore about losing his family blade, but that's what happens. When you raise your fist against Kairos, we don't give you back your thumb and fingers. Either of you have anything further to add? I respect that this man found Kairos, but he raised that fox against us as an enemy. I know I'm in the right here. The Scarlet Course Warrior shrugs. Shit, I don't know. I just know if I had two swords I would lend one to an ally. Seems like how allies should work, right? I have reached my decision. Go ahead, I'll abide by your decree. The fox belonged to an Oathbreaker, not the Chorus Warrior we see today. I judge it a war trophy. Graven Ashe insists on proper rationing. Stockpiling bronze you won't wield is a misuse of resources and no way to treat an ally. Return the fox. The fox is a proper trophy, but honor demands you make a good faith effort to assist an ally. If you will not return the fox, you must give him a proper alternative. The fox is an artifact of a conquered people. I claim it for the court. I'm like, screw you guys, I take it for myself. Let's see, what's the stats in this thing? Ooh, it's much better than the weapon I'm wielding. Nah, I'm not gonna do that. It's probably garbage anyway. The fox is a proper trophy, but honor demands you make a good faith effort to assist an ally. If you will not return the fox, you must give him a proper alternative. Yeah, let's say this. Oh wait, Graven Ashe insists a proper rationing. Stockpiling bronze you won't wield is a misuse of resources and no way to treat an ally. Return the fox. Which one of these two? These both are very nice. Tough, folks, even if it's something as simple as this. Now let's say this. Again, Frat is in favor with 2, non-favor with the Scarlet Chorus. Eck! The warrior wags finger in disgust. Just tell me you side with the mongrel. Don't try to butter my ass before violating me with some excuse about how I'm in the wrong. The disfavored warrior reaches over his shoulder and unstraps the long scabbard and falx. With a dismissive toss, the weapon clutters to the ground and the disfavored warrior walks away. Thank you, Faithbinder. He snatches the blade off the ground, his face flushed with a ruddy smile. It did seem unfair that Ashe's warriors seem to get all the iron they need, but the chorus provides nothing. The disfavored have no respect for the tiersmen that join the chorus. Don't waste your time trying to be their friends. In the chorus, the strong lead, the weak follow. Don't use me to fight your battles ever again. Well, let's say this. You have gained fear with Barrick, you have gained wrath with Disfavored. True enough, but I would rather not be their enemy either. That soldier could do things with that fox that will take me years to figure it out. I guess this is my opportunity. He nods and goes about his business. Alright, now to the blacksmith, finally. Oh wait, can we take this? Oh, this looks very nice. Assassin's Arraignment. Oh. Let's see what they look like. This looks very good. Scarlet Core. At least this gives a lot better stats, if nothing else. It looks okay, but I still kinda prefer this. I mean, look at it. I'm so badass. What about this helmet? I don't like it much. This looks so much cooler, but yeah, at least we can always hide it. What about you? Can we give it? We can give this to someone else. Yeah, let's give it to Verse. How do you look with that? Yeah, that looks cool. I'll let you have it. Plus 18% deflection, that sounds very good. Only 1% deflection. Yes, let's give it to Verse. She benefits from it much more than I do. Alright, well, what's this? Emerald pin, regenerating. This pin glows with a healthy emerald luminance. Ah, it gives me more health generation. Nice. Alright, now chat with the blacksmith. Have you found the iron yet? His Otanis gives you a look full of expectation. Show me what you have to sell. Lie. By the time we got there, the Oathbreakers had picked it clean. Nothing left but scrap. Here it is. Good thing the Oathbreakers didn't get their hands on much. The party has gained... Holy damn! 1,000 rings, but 1,000 what rings? Bronze? Bronze? Silver? I don't know. We had to check. I can't tell you what it means to have this back in our hands. I'll make sure to tell my superior about what you have done for the Legion. You have lost 40 pounds iron ingots. Need something else? What? Dialogue options I don't have because I don't have the guild apprentice or soldier background. Well, whatever. I would like to see your wares. So what do we... Wait, didn't we get 1,000 rings? Or was it an item? Well, whatever the case, let's sell the crap that we don't need. Oh, we have these weapons too. I have completely forgotten that Rurkak can also dual wield weapons. Damn it. Well, I should keep my eye out for better one-handed weapons in the future. Yeah, we are gonna sell this one too, and this. We're gonna sell this one as well. And this. Fatigue Intoxin is a non-lethal poison that weakens its target. Well, let's skip this. Let's sell this. Maybe we should... Oh wait, can't you just give it to him? Of course you can't. Nah, it's not that good. We don't need this. Oh wait, maybe we should give this to him. Nah, it's not that good. Earthshaker's staff and Sun Soldier's javelin. We're gonna sell this. Then we're gonna sell this. I think that... What are these? Other. So I assume that these are just mostly crap that we don't need. Alright. We are getting tons of bronze rings. What were these? Copper rings. Alright. Let's trade these away first. And then we sell the other crap that we don't need. Or we can just click them. Of course. And what's the Kairos' Edict? Alright. I think that's all. Alright, we trade this. Now let's see what... Oh wait. Yeah, this is the Earthshaker staff, wasn't that good either. Oh, holy crap, but this on the other hand, it doesn't even cost that much, so I think we can buy this. Yes, definitely. Oathbound helm. Stone shield helm. Stone shield armor. And these are the crap that we just sold him. Stone shield, tower shield. Maybe Barrick could use this. It gives a heck of a lot more endurance and parry. Yeah, we're gonna buy this for Barrick. And I guess that's it. Alright, Barrick, you're gonna take this shield, and damn does it look badass. We need to get you a better looking weapon though. And yeah, verse. This is not very good for you, but it's hell of a lot better for Lantry. So we're gonna give this to him. What does it give? Lots of accuracy, DPS and recovery, and armor penetration. Nice. And we are gonna sell this away too. It warms my heart to arm and armor our soldiers now in only the finest. Yeah, we are gonna sell this shield and then that. There's an Earthshaker staff, and yeah, we are gonna sell this too.
Right.
Gonna save here. And now, let's go meet with the Archons. Characters become wounded when their health is significantly reduced. Yeah, I know. You don't give these Outbreakers enough credit. Even beasts can begin to see the patterns in your simpleton tactics. If there's any pattern to my strategies, it's one of relentless victory. The Tearsmen excel at deception, but yeah, whatever. At least I don't need to.
How can we trust your rabble not to turn at this last moment? How many of your conscripts have family bonds to the Vendrian Guard? It is decided. The Disfavored will take the vanguard of the assault. It is the only way to assure success before the edict comes to pass.
As I was saying, now that these two are voice acted, I don't need to read as much anymore, so that's nice. Graven Ashe's roar pulses your eardrums, his face is reddening as he yells. Oh damn.
Oh, you're so young. We can forgive you for being stupid. Without your Archon of stone to bring down those walls, you're out of your element. Only the chorus has the numbers required to swarm the walls from all sides. We will lead the vanguard of this battle.
Something tells me that I have to choose between these two, that who will lead the attack.
The best the chorus could accomplish would be leaving a ramp-shaped pile of corpses propped up against the walls for my warriors to use. Their fortifications are not a concern. Even understaffed, my Earthshakers could breach the masonry in short order.
Another brilliant idea. Cairn's cult is, we're sure, every bit as trustworthy and sane as the late Archon of Stone himself. You did notice the spire at the center of the citadel? Hard to miss it, being only the tallest thing on the horizon and such. Certainly your Earth mages won't do anything stupid like, say, breaking the spire's foundation. What could possibly go wrong?
I like this guy's voice acting, the voice of Nerat. He sounds like a sarcastic jackass. I love him. The voice of Nerat lazily twists his scepter. You hear the voices in your head. We love saying that name, Cairn, just to watch him squirm. Graven Ashe has so much hair back before he met us.
I trust them more than I trust your circus of rapists, sellswords, and turncoat tearsmen.
Archon Ashe turns his head and upon seeing you in the tent relaxes his posture.
Tunon's Fatebinder has arrived.
The war tent falls silent and all eyes turn to you, expectantly. No pressure. Our operations in Echo Call Crossing and Trip Nettle Wilderness were successful. Why aren't you two marching toward our Ascension Hall? My mission in Echo Call Crossing and Triple Nettle Wilderness were successful, with little help from the Disfavored. I was victorious in Echo Call Crossing and Triple Nettle Wilderness, despite the constant ineptitude of the chorus. Let's say this.
Why is it my so-called allies are more willing to belittle than to assist? The Vendrian Guard have been the least of my headaches in this damned valley. Now that we are all assembled, I want reports. The Scarlet Chorus was going to resolve the Oathbreaker presence in the Outer Valley. What became of that?
Yes, what did become of that? We should know already, yet we do not. If we are not mistaken, the Fatebinder played a pivotal role in this operation. Fifth Eye, shed light on this baffling question.
The Fatebinder did indeed assist the chorus, in a fashion. The Oathbreakers were cut down, but the Fatebinder's wrath spared none, and Captain Pillock's Florian was not taken alive. Much to our disappointment, the Fatebinder seems to have applied disfavored justice to Florian. Such a waste.
And look what showing them mercy has done for us. My scouts report seeing chorus thugs fleeing your camp, defecting back to the enemy. They are abusing your mercy. And you either don't notice or don't care. The former is negligence. The latter is treachery.
I was asked to lend a warrior's hand and did just that. Be grateful or be silent. Who am I addressing that? To ask Graven Ashe? I disagree. He would have made a perfect captive, but he was a raging zealot with a death wish. Capture wasn't an option. They are Oathbreakers. They have abused our mercy once before, and we are idiots to think that'll change. Let's say this.
Iron Marshal, I understand we've established a foothold across the Matani. Report.
Securing the Matani was a gruesome affair. An agent of the School of Tide still lives, and the river was turned against us. Despite our losses, the day ended in success at Echo Call Crossing, though victory came at a great cost. When it came time to secure the nearby Echo Call village, there was a distressing discovery. The villagers had been stashing iron weaponry, no doubt stolen from our supply lines. Commander Antonio wished to burn the village, but the chorus disagreed, and the Fatebinder backed their claim. A few of them got away, but their leader, Captain Matani Sibyl, did not. Our spies tell us she was one of the founding members of this insurrection. Her death will no doubt dishearten the Oathbreakers.
One less noble scion of Apex with delusions of relevance. Good riddance.
Have we forgotten why we marched south in the first place? Are we to rule over a sea of corpses? Have you any idea how difficult it is to tax dead people? Your treatment of the locals is short-sighted. We alone follow the commandments of the Overlord.
As if to emphasize his words with a conductor's wand, the voice of Nerat flourishes his jeweled scepter in the air. This is absurd. We aim to bring mercy and peace, while Ashe remains fixated on ruthless slaughter. We take the noble path of tolerance, acceptance, forgiveness towards the enemy, while the Disfavored would happily see every tearsman in a grave or a cage, and yet we have seen as the wicked and troublesome one. We can safely assume Kairos wants some bloodshed, otherwise why send the Disfavored? My intent was to honor the chorus and bring you a captive, but it would have taken a gang of warriors with nests to take her alive. Oh, so Kairos commanded you to be an unsufferable ass at every turn. If so, good job. Now who am I addressing this to? Voice of Nerat, I guess. We can safely assume Kairos wants some bloodshed, otherwise why send the Disfavored? My intent was to honor the chorus and bring you a captive, but it would have taken a gang of warriors with nets to take her alive. Yeah, let's say this.
Sophistry becomes you, Fatebinder. But we think the Disfavored was sent to learn from our example. What other reason would the Overlord have for slowing us down with such a burdensome ally?
Oh snap.
Enough! If these are my allies, why bother with the enemy? Even the low-born Oathbreakers have the honor and decency to...
The Archon of War slams them all to the ground with bone-rattling thought.
Oh, finish your thought, old chap. They have the honor and decency to... To what? To abide by some sort of deal you made with them?
The voice of Nerat spins his scepter in the palm of his hands. Can you not hear the treachery in his words? How can we be sure he hasn't been stalling this whole campaign? His legion boasts of victory after victory, and yet these half-wit Oathbreakers suddenly give the disfavored pause. Scowling at the Archon of Secrets, Graven Ashe says nothing, his body heaving with agitation. If you two are unwilling to work together, as Fatebinder of Tunon, I will order you to do so. A truce with the Oathbreakers? Is this true?
It's immaterial is what it is. The edict is all that matters now, and we will march on Ascension Hall and avenge our fallen brethren.
If you two are willing to work together, enough bickering, we are running out of time to take Ascension Hall. If you two are unwilling to work together, as Fatebinder of Tunon, I will order you to do so.
With whom do you stand?
The voice of Nerat's mask tilts sideways as he lurches toward, waggling his scepter at you. Now is not the time for compromise. One of us will have the honor of completing this glorious conquest. We know you will choose wisely. You bet your ass I do. The tent grows quiet as the gathering looks to you in anticipation. You will march on the Vendriad Well Citadel together, or not at all. Yeah, I mean, why send just one of the two armies? Why not send all of them? Because if I decided to send only one of them, what would the other army do? Just sit down and do nothing? I don't think so.
You test my patience, Fatebinder. We did not ask for a weak compromise that leaves all parties unsatisfied. Whom do you support? Are you going to let the Scarlet Chorus traitors have their way? Or will you stand by Kairos' true disciples, the Disfavored?
Ah, damn it. That didn't seem to work, and I lost favor, pretty much all of them, apparently. The Disfavored will... Ah, goddammit, I really have to make a choice here. Damn, this is so hard. Alright, let's think about this. So the Scarlet Chorus will have a much bigger army because of the bigger numbers, but at the same time there must be some traitors who will eventually turn against the Chorus and Kairos and return back to their allies at the Spire or the Ascension Hall where we are going to attack. On the other hand, then we have the Disfavored, who are elite soldiers. The Scarlet Chorus soldiers are mostly just farmers and peasants with pitchforks and such at best. So anyway, the Disfavored on the other hand are well-trained elite soldiers with the best equipments, and they also have the... what were they called? The Earthshakers, yes. The Earthshakers who can also take down the walls. But at the same time there is also the possibility that they will break the foundation of the spire and make it fall down. And there was also this thing that Graven Ashe made some kind of peace or some treaty, temporal treaty with the Vendriad Guard. But then again, I don't think that he would betray us or anything. I mean, if we don't take the Ascension Hall, we all die. Simple as that. God damn it! I both love and hate these choices. I mean, what kind of RPG this would be if the game didn't have very important decisions like this? But at the same time, I hate making them. Let's make the Disfavored, or at least I think that let's make the Disfavored lead, because they have the Earthshakers. Well, let's do that. The Disfavored will lead.
You honor us, as I knew you would. You have made the right choice. The Disfavored have stood at the forefront of battle since the first days of the war, and now we have the honor of winning this final battle.
Graven Ashe salutes you, his fist striking his breastplate with a thunderous clatter.
Our beloved chorus! We have too many lives to protect. We can't allow your foolish decision to destroy us all!
A brilliant emerald green radiates from the Archon, and the chatter of a busy marketplace seems to fill the tent. The scepter he normally holds as a playful prop is now clutches as a bludgeon ready to strike. No, we did not work so hard only to be denied our rightful glory in the end. You will die with the Disfavored. Are you threatening me, or are those just your random voices?
You would dare harm me and our guest from the court?
The air crackles with electricity as Graven Ashe lifts his maul to strike. Oh, god damn it! Oh shit!
By Kairos' word, this means war!
Oh.
Did it come to this?
Oh god damn it, no! Don't tell me that you're starting some kind of civil war! He rose to consciousness of the side of Graven Ashe, swatting his hand toward the thinning green mist where the voice of Nerat once stood moments ago. We will have to take Ascension Hall without the chorus's help. Oh wait, that's me. We will have to take Ascension Hall without the chorus's help? Are you sure you wish to go to war against the chorus? I saw you step in front of me. Thank you. Well, let's thank him.
Just old soldier reflexes. Couldn't be sure if it was trying a simple illusion or a bolt of fire. Either way, needed to be sure my guest didn't perish in my war tent. Wouldn't be able to live that one down.
Are you sure you wish to go to war against the chorus? I bet that both Tunon and Kairos will not be pleased.
What other choice am I given? It is clear the voices of Nerat would endanger all of us out of vanity. Besides, we all know when this war is over, someone must rule and protect the Tears. So I will start protecting the Tears from the depravity of the Scarlet Chorus.
Well, to be frank, I think that the Disfavored would be much sensible and better protectors of the Tears and better officials overall than the more chaotic and what's the word? Well, anyway, the more chaotic and violent and wild Scarlet Chorus, who are mostly looters, rapists, and such. So yeah, I'm actually glad that I picked Graven Ashe, but I wonder if I picked Voices of Nerat instead, would Graven Ashe had attacked me then instead? Well, there's only one way to find out. I should play this again, make a new Let's Play of this at some point and make different decisions. But anyway, we will have to take Ascension Hall without the chorus's help.
Yes, and instead of having false allies on our side, at least we can march on the Citadel knowing full well who is friend and foe. And it goes without saying, the Disfavored need you now for this glorious battle. Please speak with the Iron Marshal. She will give you the specifics of our plan.
Alright, farewell.
The Archon of Secrets left behind one of his spies. Perhaps we should send her back to her master in pieces.
Graven Ashe narrows his eyes and points a finger at Verse. Barrick's armor makes a discordant sound of iron bending under pressure. Everyone assembled in the room looks at him.
Something to say, Barrick?
Ashe passes his stone shield, a confused look.
Nothing at present, Archon. Forgive the interruption.
Barrett looks to you with a vague hope in his otherwise impersonal stare. I'm surprised you are still here. Draw your weapon. Agreed, she can be allowed to live. Let first go. Save your injury to the battlefield. I won't stand by another violation of the blue flag. Oh wait. Save your fury for the battlefield. I won't stand by another violation of the blue flag. What blue flag? I'm surprised you are still here.
You and me both, but the Archon was insistent in his wording. Watch that fate binder, even if I make a public display suggesting otherwise. But now I'm thinking I shouldn't have stuck around.
Her eyes dart nervously about the numerous figure in the tent. Try a weapon. Agreed, she can't be allowed to live. Well, I don't want to kill her. Besides, she seems so nice. Like a nice person for Scarlet Quarrels anyway. Let verse go. Save your fury for the battlefield. I will stand by another. Verse is with me. Yeah, let's say this.
You would harbor the Archon's henchmen in your company? This is aiding and abetting the voices of Nerat. I cannot stand for it.
You can and you will. She is necessary to my work, which puts her under the court's protection. Well, until you and Nerat forced this squabble, I was respected in the course. I do not need your permission to respect a fellow servant of Kyros. Maybe I want the voice of Nerat to think I'm being carefully observed. Try a weapon. A creature can't be allowed to live. Maybe I want the voice of Nerat to think I'm being carefully observed.
The voices of Nerat knows better. Of that much I can assure you. Whatever deceitful ploy you have in mind, he can think lifetimes ahead of it. You are playing a dangerous game, Binder. If you wish to hold a venomous serpent so close, I will allow you your own self-destruction. Now leave me. When you are ready to join the assault, speak to the Iron Marshal.
Alright. How can we loot these bodies? Quest completed. Oh, and Lantry has got a level. Let's decide his stats real quick. Let's put a point here, so that the buffs and stuff will last longer. What do we have here? Let's put a point here. Make Barrick stronger. Alright, now I think this is a good place to stop this episode. But actually, before that, I want to have a little chat with both Barrick and Verse to see what they have to say about all of this.
At your service, Fatebinder.
She bows with an added flourish.
What do you need?
You learned a thing or two about fighting in the Scarlet Quarrels Code duel. I think we should use this at some point when we can, but I don't think now's the time. I want to ask about our travels. Well, let's ask that.
What did you have in mind?
What do you think of our present circumstances? What do you think of our travel companions? Anyone in particular? Barrick. Well, I'll give him some due credit. He's more complicated than he looks. He's still an intolerant and unapologetic bastard, but that's more his business than mine. And Lantry? I've been meaning to ask you about him. Lantry is talkative, reads when he isn't writing, and brings as much to the battlefield as a sick bird. Well, he's throwing pens, but then again he's our support. So, he's been very useful. The warriors at your side shouldn't suffer from Elder's ache in their sword arm. You would be better served by putting him out of his misery. I like Lantry. I consider him as a friend. No, not really. We need him, and that's all you need to know. Understood. You got something in mind you're using him to accomplish. Then by all means let him tag along. But don't expect me to keep him alive. If he's pulling his weight somehow, feel free to clue me in, because I'm not saying it. He's been keeping us alive and buffing Barrick in every battle so far, and you haven't seen it? You are so ungrateful, Verse, you know that? Back to my previous questions. What do you think of our present circumstances? Here we go. Well, there's an edict hanging over our heads. As far as I'm concerned, the incompetence of the Disfavored got us into this mess, and it will take the fury of the Scarlet Chorus to get us out of it. In other words, nothing ever changes. Right. So no comments about the voice of Nerat becoming our enemy and now fighting against, well, basically turning against Kyros. Basically. Or at least a court.
Go ahead, Fatebinder.
We'll talk later. And Varric?
You look as if you have something on your mind. By all means.
Placing his weapon to his side, Varric salutes you. The joints of his armor groans in process.
What can I do for you?
What can you tell me of the tears? Uphill both ways and full of dumb thoughts. I learned some history and training, and I have been here for a few years, but I'm no expert. What is your assessment of the local forces? What do you know of the younger realms? What do you know of the beastmen? Let's ask this. They drilled us on beastman combat before the invasion, but it did little to prepare us. The local savages are lacking in brains, hygiene and the ability to arm themselves, yet the prime hunters of their species are formidable. Aside from being rapacious killers, the beastmen make good haulers and laborers. Once you have killed the half that won't follow orders. Enough about the tears. As you like. You seem like a more than capable fighter. Let's discuss some immediate concerns. What do you think of our circumstances? The edict left little room for confusion. A representative of the Overlord must breach Ascension Hall before Kairos' Day of Swords, and must assume death is the price of failure. We should assist the Disfavored in their siege preparations, of course, as only the Legion should take the Wells fortified citadel. I wouldn't wager a wooden ring on the Scarlet Chorus impressing anyone but the vultures. What are your thoughts on me and my deeds? Any reservations I have aside, your military record speaks for itself. You are too non-Fatebinder, and my opinion on the matter don't come into it one way or another. What do you think of our travel companions? I am more accustomed to travel in the company of soldiers, so I am out of practice judging the world of civilians and miscreants. If you had anyone particular in mind, I will give them some thought. What do you think about Landry? I do not know how many years he has walked the face of Terratus, but he clearly knows more than he claims to. Since he claims to know a great deal indeed, there is no limit to what he could be holding back. And worse? I try not to. She is a force of chaos, an agent of the voice of Nerat. Taking her into our confidence can only lead to ruin. And yet she is a capable fighter. For the time being, I am confident that you can trust her to serve your interest, and rely on her skills on the battlefield. She may even offer some useful perspective on the war. Let us speak of something else. I think that's all. And lastly, Landry. Landry stops his stride, routing his hands about his bandolier and belt as he softly mouths off a mental inventory of his inks and gills. When at last assured his possessions are in place, he looks up at you with a smile. What might I do for you? If you're going to travel with me, I need to know more about you. How would you wind up here in Vengeance Well? Tell me about your work with the Oathbreakers. Tell me about your magic. Nothing really truly interesting. Well, how did you wind up here in Vengeance Well? When the Velium Citadel was set aflame by Kairos' edict, I fled as fast as my knees would carry me. Every direction seemed a bad idea, but heading to Vengeance Well seemed the least suicidal option. Mind you, I was laboring under the misconception that the Ventrian Guard had surrendered, and the fighting in the valley had stopped. Looking first at his left arm, then his right, he reached through the assorted notes inked across his skin. Ah yes, 7th of Sparring. That's when I crossed the mountains. That would be 2 days. 3 days after the Vengeant Guard had jettisoned their surrender and claimed the citadel in the valley. The Vengeant Guard nabbed me and several other sages moving through the valley. The other sages were sympathetic to the Vengeant Guard. As for me, I just agreed so as not to get everyone killed. I think the Overlord is really a slow and stupid form of suicide. If you're going to be traveling with me, I need to know more about you. Tell me about your work with the Oathbreakers. The Vengeant Guard has several noble born in their ranks, and they know their leathers. Problem is, they have come from noble houses scattered across the realms, each with their own private script. That's where the sages and I come in. Between us, we are familiar enough with all the regional scripts to translate and coordinate. But translating is child's play, so I might have helped out a bit more. The old citadel at the center of the valley is a crumbling affair, and there's no time for prosperous construction. Seemed a crime not to put my magic to work. What did you learn of their plans in your time there? What else can you tell me about the Oathbreakers and their forces? So you provide military aid to the Oathbreakers? How did you... What did you learn of their plans in your time there? It won't surprise you to know their strategy is largely non-existent. They cling to the hope that their example will inspire others in the tiers to come to the valley and join their cause. The recent inaction between the Archons has emboldened them. Some even think the Archons fear the Vendriad Guard. I'm sure they have it quite wrong. What else can you tell me about the Oathbreakers and their forces? The Vendriad Guard surrendered back in 429, and while a lot of them were constricted into the quarrels, three of the leaders, Captains Ari, Matani, and Florian, two of those being dead right now, never turned themselves in. Instead, they hid in the valley, gathering up what resources they could until they could challenge the local garrison. At highest count, earlier in the year, they numbered over 400, their ranks swollen by soldiers of Haven and Asura that survived the war. They are a dying breed, these Oathbreakers. Most in the tiers have finally come to realize that Kairos has already won. And before you ask, connoisseur of the inevitable, I have made my peace with the Overlord and bow to his might. That's a wise choice. Let me ask you something. Let me ask you about something else. Never mind. Indeed, I'm a finite appetite for discussion myself, and I am more than sated. Let us press onward. Actually, let's just end the episode here. In the next episode, I think we are gonna talk to this Iron Morsel Eronius, and then we are most likely going to start our assault against what was it called again? Ascension Hall, yes. We are going to start our invasion of the Ascension Hall and hopefully take over this tier. So, until then... and of course, thank you for watching. So, until next time. See ya.